Okay, here is my audience. Okay, in the United States, almost 1/2 of women have sexual intercourse by the time they turn 18. Not allowing minors to consent for themselves to receive contraception can lead to serious issues that our country faces every day, including high rates of teenage pregnancy and the spread of STDs. Today I'm going to talk to you about why I think it's so important for all 50 states to allow female minors to consent for themselves for the use of contraceptives. So I'm going to begin with some background information on legal consent in minors. According to the article, Minors' Access to Contraceptive Services, 23 states currently allow minors to consent for themselves without requiring their parents' knowledge. 24 states allow minors to consent under extenuating circumstances. For example, Oklahoma allows minors to consent for themselves only if they have previously had a child or if they are currently married. 3 states have no laws regarding minors consenting for themselves and require that their parents be notified. I think that legal reform throughout the U.S. is how we begin the process of allowing minors to consent for themselves. Next, I'm going to talk to you about how the lack of access has directly influenced teenage pregnancy rates. According to the article, Parental Consent and Notice for Contraceptives Threatens Teen Health and Constitutional Rights, over 1 million teens in the United States become pregnant yearly. Over 80% of these pregnancies are unplanned. As stated by the article, preventing teens from getting contraceptives puts teens at risk. 4 out of 10 girls actually become pregnant by their 20th birthday. Sexually active teens using no contraception stand a 90% chance of getting pregnant within a year-long period. In the United States, teen pregnancy rates are actually double that of England and 9 times that of the Netherlands, where birth control is readily accessible by anybody of any age. Now I'm going to go over how birth control and STDs coincide with each other. According to the article, preventing teenagers from getting contraceptives threatens teen health and constitutional rights. Over 3 million teens contract an STD in the U.S. yearly. This type of lack of consent leads to untreated STDs, and untreated STDs can lead to some serious health issues, including infertility in young women. Over half of all HIV cases in the United States occur in adolescence. Some would argue that contraceptives outside of condoms do not prevent against STDs, and that is correct. However, typically doctors' offices that females go to for routine appointments provide screening and treatment if necessary, and even education on how to prevent the spread of STDs. Finally, I'm going to go over some interesting circumstances in which not all teens can get consent. Not all teens live in traditional housing. Some teens only live with one parent, step-parents, other relatives, including their grandparents or their aunts and uncles, or even they live completely by themselves. In these situations, they may not have access to a parent in order to get the correct parental consent needed for contraception. Some teens even live in fear of repercussions. They may be threatened with physical violence or other severe consequences and don't want to bring up the uncomfortable topic of sex. Finally, in conclusion, now you've listened to my reasoning on why it's important to allow teens to consent for themselves on the use of contraception. Not having outright access to birth control causes many problems within our society, including teenage pregnancy and the rampant spread of STDs. It would be great if we all lived in a perfect world where all teens could talk to their parents about sex and how to prevent the spread of STDs, but not everyone has that luxury because it can be an uncomfortable topic and not everyone grows up in traditional housing. 23 states currently agree with me, and I hope soon that the other 27 follow suit so that we can tackle these problems together. And here is my audience.